We just had Friday Night Smackdown, and it was weird. It was a really weird one. Was it good? Was it bad? Only one way to find out. We got to talk about it. But before we do, make sure to hit that button to subscribe, hit that bell for notifications. We're trying to post every day here, so come, be a part of it. Don't you want to say you were here first? Now, let's talk wrestling. All right, off the bat, we get a recap of Monday Night Raw for some reason. We see how the Vision attacked Seth Rollins again. And that's fun. We saw that again. Really capitalizing off of that. It's worth seeing again. It's fun. Every time I see it, I'm like, what's happening? Then we move on to Cody Rhodes coming out and addressing the fact that he got destroyed. He didn't get destroyed, but he lost against Seth Rollins at Crown Jewel. Mentions it. He's like, look, I'd like to say that this is the last time we're ever going to have a match, but this is definitely going to keep happening. So take care of your business, and until we meet again is basically what he said, right? We then learn, maybe before this actually. Actually, no. We start off with learning that tonight's match between Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre is going to be a number one contenders match, and winner takes on Cody Rhodes. Okay, yeah. Listen, Jacob Fatu, give him the belt. Give him this belt. Give him the Intercontinental Championship belt. Give him the World Heavyweight Championship. Give him all the belts. I'll give him my belt if he wants them. All right? Jacob Fatu deserves every belt. That is just the kind of guy he is. I mean. And they were in San Jose, so everybody was like, yeah, Jacob, let's do it. And I'm with them. Yeah, Jacob, let's do it. Everyone enjoyed it. Everyone wanted this match to happen. They must have been very disappointed at the end of the night. We'll get to that eventually, though. This is a really weird Friday Night Smackdown, guys. We then get a weird segment with Solo in the back, and Rey Fenix is taking pictures for some reason. But then Solo's like, it's my turn to take a picture, and then there's a whole brawl that happened. This is weird. This was really weird. I don't know what they were taking pictures for. But, yeah. So Jacob Fatu and Tala Tonga just whoop Rey Fenix for no reason at all. But okay, yeah, cool, whatever. We then get a backstage segment with Cody Rhodes and Jacob Fatu. I don't know if you guys know this, but that guy's all gas. No brakes. Yeah, I mean. I'm serious. Does he want my belt? Because I will give him my belt. This guy needs all the belts. Give him every belt in existence. Now, before this whole thing, though, I had seen during the week, there were speculations that Jacob Fatu might be injured and might be out until next year. So it was like, while this whole thing was happening, I'm like, okay, so I guess that was crap, and this isn't actually, he's not actually injured, and this match is actually going to happen. And I guess those reports were wrong. They weren't. There was a women's tag team championship match with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair versus Zarya and Sol Ruca. And this match was awesome. Every one of these ladies was great. I love this match. It ended with like small shenanigans because, okay, I'm sorry, I don't watch NXT. One of these ladies, I think it's Sol Ruca. There was another lady from NXT in the audience who I guess she's facing for some sort of championship. So that was a distraction. Just like that was a distraction. My cup fell. There was a distraction with one of those people, one of these other ladies from NXT in the crowd. So then Sol Ruca got distracted, and then they lost. They lost, right? Zarya and Sol Ruca lost to Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair. These two ladies need to be on the main roster yesterday. Put the belts on them. Let's do this. Let's put a rocket on them. Send them to the moon. These two girls can go. I love them so much. Again, not a big NXT guy, right? Like, just, it's hard to be a wrestling fan in the US because we need like 17 different subscriptions. But anyway, I don't have CW. I don't know how to watch CW, so I don't watch the NXT. But these guys are good, and I'm ready for them to join the main roster. And at the end of the match, there was this whole, like, you know, good guys versus good guys. So, you know, they like congratulated them for a good bow, and Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss posed, and great. It was a fun match. Very, very fun match. Moved on, and there was a backstage segment with The Miz and Nick Aldis, where the Miz is like, hey, I'm not on the schedule, but I take this whole open challenge thing for the U.S. title very seriously. And then Nick Aldis is like, oh, Solo interfered in your match last week, and that's not fair to Shinsuke because we care about fairness in the WWE now. And you can't defend it because Shinsuke's not here, but then they have the match anyway. He's like, I'm going to have the match anyway. Like, during this whole thing, also, like, Nick Aldis is talking to the Miz in the back. So Nick Aldis is like, fine, go do your open challenge, you weirdo. So then Sami Zayn goes out. He, comes out with the title. We learn that the open challenge is still happening. Who responds to the open challenge? The Miz. The Miz comes out. The Miz comes out. I don't hate The Miz. And then I like how it all happened, though, because The Miz came out, and just like when Melo came out and just whooped on The Miz. Just beat him up. Just beat him up. Because that's the feud that's happening now. So we're eventually going to see The Miz versus Melo. And Melo is definitely going to win. The Miz doesn't get enough credit, man. Like, he is a veteran who does a really good job at pushing these future stars. So my kudos to The Miz, right? So it's no longer going to be The Miz versus Sami Zayn for the U.S. Championship. But who's going to respond to the open challenge? Ilya Dragunov, he's back! Guys, he's back! Ilya Dragunov is back, and he responded to the open challenge for the U.S. Championship! Now, Ilya's been gone for a while, right? So he's definitely not going to win, right? There was no way that he was going to win tonight for the U.S. Championship, except I was wrong! Ilya Dragunov wins, and we have a new U.S. champion. Now, how does he win? Is, for some reason, Solo Sikoa comes out and just looks at Sami as Sami's getting ready for a haluva kick. And then Sami gets distracted and looks at Solo, and then doesn't do his haluva kick. But then as Ilya Dragunov is running towards him, he throws him against the turnbuckle, right? And then he goes to the other corner to do his haluva kick. But then as he does, Ilya does this torpedo thing that he does, and does the punch thing that he does. And 1, 2, 3. Ilya Dragunov is our new U.S. champion. Fun match. These two guys can really go. I like it. I like that we have a new champion, and I like that it happened this way. And we're definitely this is definitely leading towards a multi-man match at some point, probably at Survivor Series War Games. It'll probably be, if I had my best guess, it's going to be Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov versus Solo Sikoa versus Shinsuke Nakamura for the U.S. title. That's my guess as to where this is going. Ain't nothing wrong with that. After this match, we have the MFTs come out. They start just beating up on Ilya Dragunov and on Sami Zayn, right? Because of that whole thing earlier with pictures, Dragon Lee comes out to try to help these guys out. He gets destroyed, right? So all three of them are just laying out in the ring, just destroyed by the MFTs, right? 5 against 3. Okay, whatever. I get it. So these guys get destroyed by the MFTs, and then we get a video from Uncle Howdy, right? Basically telling, the MFTs, like, hey, if you guys want us, we're here, right? Kind of thing. Which, segue. Where is Uncle Howdy? Why hasn't he been on TV? Last week, with the whole match with the Street Profits, after the match, the MFTs come out and attack the Wyatt Sick6. Where is Uncle Howdy? I don't know, but today he was on our screen. Then the Wyatt 4 come out, right? So Big Red, Joe Gacy, Dexter Lumis, and what's-her-face, Sister Abigail, Nikki Cross come out, and they kind of have a face-to-face with the MFTs. 4 against 5, including Nikki Cross. The MFTs retrieve. Like, they leave the ring. They just no, we don't want this. So they just leave. Really weird segment. Kind of made the MFTs look a little weak there at the end. But then after this, there's a backstage segment with Fraxium and DIY kind of just talking smack to each other. Fraxium being like, oh, let's go and smack some of these guys up so we can get our title shot. DIY is like, hey, we're back. We got out of the Street Profits way so they don't blame things on us, but we're back. So we're definitely reviving this tag team scene, which great. Like, no complaints from me there. This tag team scene was awesome and going for a long time, and then for a while it kind of took a break. I'm glad that we're coming back with this tag team scene. Let's incorporate the MFTs in there. Let's throw in the Wyatt Sick6, of course, as champions, right? Let's pull the trigger on breaking up the Street Profits. Let's just do it. Whatever. Let's see what happens. But anyway, this tag team scene is back. After this, we have another backstage segment with Tiffany Stratton. She's talking about how she lost the Crown Jewel Championship, whatever. She lost to Stephanie Vaquer. She calls her Stephanie Vaquer, which, okay, Tiffany. Okay, Tiffany. So she talks about how she lost, but she's still the champion, and she's going back to champion ways, going back to worrying about what matters, which is her championship. And then she gets interrupted by Kiana James, who is like, this is why we approached Stephanie and not you, blah, 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 blah. You're a loser. She's not. And then, I don't know where they're going with this. Julia is the U.S. champion. She hasn't defended this championship in a while, right? There is no actual mid-card for the women's division on Monday Night Smackdown. There's no actual competitors for Tiffany. My voice is even cracking. That's how bad it is. There are no actual competitors for the women's championship on SmackDown. Where are they going with this? Is Kiana James gonna challenge? Is Julia gonna challenge? This SmackDown was weird, guys, and it's about to get even weirder. So now it's time for the main event, and the main event was weird. So it was going to be Jacob Fatu against Drew McIntyre for the #1 contendership for Cody's title. Fatu's music hits, right? Fatu! And then everybody goes wild because we're in his hometown. We're in San Jose. Not really. He's from Oakland, I think. But whatever. We're calling San Jose his hometown. So, again, this is how bad I was. My voice is cracking. So, Jacob Fatu's music hits. Takes a while. Doesn't come out. We then go to the back and someone threw some scaffolding on top of Jacob Fatu and his teeth are on the floor. Really weird. It's just this whole thing was just weird. And then there's been speculation that WWE's been using AI to write some of their stories. And you know what? This kind of feels like it was written by AI. But anyway, Jacob Fatu, someone threw some scaffolding on him. His teeth are on the floor for some weird reason. He doesn't come out. Then Drew McIntyre's music hits. He comes out. He grabs a mic. He's like, well, looks like Jacob Fatu can't compete again. So Nick, come out and give me my #1 contendership. It's my match against Cody Rhodes. Then Nick comes out and he's like, you attacked Jacob. And then Drew McIntyre's like, no, I didn't. And then he's like, yes, you did. And then he's like, duck season, rabbit season, duck season, duck season, rabbit season. Whatever. Eventually, for some weird reason, Cody Rhodes comes out, still in his suit, by the way. And he's like, you've been doing this crap for a while now. Like, I'm gonna whoop you. We're gonna have a fight. So then, like, he's like, we're gonna have a match tonight. You want your title shot. You got it. We're getting a match tonight. And then they just start brawling. And for a while, it's like, is this a match? Are they just fighting? If it is a match, is it for the championship? We never find out if it's for the championship, by the way. They have this whole, like, brawling outside of the ring. They then get into the ring. The ref calls for the belt. It's a championship. Cody is still in his suit. Like, he took off his jacket, but he's still wearing his suit pants. He's still wearing a shirt. He took off his tie because why would you fight with a tie? What is he, in the Secret Service? So he took off everything. He has his dress shirt and his slacks on. He's wrestling in that. They have this match. Again, unclear if this is for the Undisputed Championship. All right, but they have this match at the middle of the ring. Brawl outside of the ring. Cody falls over the timekeeper's area, and then Cody smacks Drew McIntyre with the Undisputed Championship. Call for the bell, disqualifications. What the hell was that, WWE? So, I don't know where they're going with this. This only justifies Drew McIntyre's whole thing, right? Like, Cody Rhodes doing nefarious things to win tonight, right? To keep his title. Like, heelish tactics. Drew McIntyre has been saying this for months, so it's only justifying Drew McIntyre's claim, right? We're obviously going to have a match again between Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes for the championship, probably at main event, maybe at Survivor Series. I don't care. But this whole thing was weird. And this is what I talked about earlier this week, and it feels like WWE has been writing themselves into a hole. Yes, the writing has been better, and the storylines are great. But just these last couple episodes of Raw and SmackDown are just like, there was an easier way of doing this, WWE. Like, for example, don't come out in the beginning of this episode and say that there's a match tonight and it's going to be for the #1 contendership. Why don't you just come out and say, like, oh, Drew McIntyre or Jacob Fatu is hurt, so we're not having this match anymore. And instead, Drew is automatically the #1 contender, and that's the match we're having tonight. Or we're having this match later. Or don't have that match, right? But why are you doing this to yourselves, WWE? There are easier ways of doing this. I don't know. This episode was weird. Was it good? Yes. I really enjoyed it. It was good. The rest of the episode was good. The MFT versus Wyatt Sick6 stuff, I don't know what's happening. I want that to be the War Games match. Especially if Solo Sikoa is in a match for the U.S. Championship. Like, that has him busy. Let's do 4-on-4. 4-on-4, War Games, bring in Uncle Howdy. And let's do that match for War Games. But this episode was weird, guys. Anyway, I don't know. Let me know in the comments what you guys thought. Am I overthinking this whole thing? This writing is just getting weirder and weirder. There are just easier ways to get to your point, WWE. Why are you doing this to yourselves? Let me know in the comments what you guys thought. Am I overthinking this? Was there an easier way of doing this? Did you guys like it? I mean, I liked it. I liked most of tonight. It doesn't mean it wasn't weird. But anyway, let me know in the comments what you guys thought. Let me know where you guys think I'm wrong. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment on this video. Until next time, as always, peace.